State of New California, notice to all Californians, Chapter 2, Grievance 29, November 10th, 2020. New California is a new state in development exercising its constitutional right to form from the state of California. The process to form New California is authorized and codified in Article 4, Section 3 and 4 of the United States Constitution. The Statement of Intent. The citizens of New California have decided to remedy the abuse of power by the government of California by exercising their right to form a new state provided in the United States Constitution, Article 4, Section 3 and Section 4. We are determined to live under the state government of the United States of America and under the Constitution of the United States. The New California Declaration of Independence, January 15, 2018 states, whenever any form of government becomes destructive, it is the right of the people to alter or to abolish it and to institute new government. When a long train of abuses and acts to seize and hold the people's power without legal authority and pursuing invariably the same object that clearly demonstrates a design to reduce them under absolute despotism, it is the right and it is the duty to throw off such government and to provide new guards for their future and security. The preamble of the New California State Constitution states, "We, the representatives of the undersigned counties within the state of California, do acknowledge and humbly invoke the favor of Almighty God for the continued civil and religious liberty for ourselves and our posterity." First Amendment of the United States Constitution states, "Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of a religion, prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech or of the press, or the right of the people to peacefully assemble and to petition the government for redress in grievances." Fourth Amendment of the United States Constitution states, "The right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and authorities against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrants shall issue but upon probable cause supported by oath or affirmation, and particularly describing the place to be searched and the persons or things to be seized." The counties of New California state brought forward 95 Chapter 1 grievances between January 2018 and November 2019. Beginning on April 28th of 2020, New California State will issue 95 additional Chapter 2 grievances to be announced in public on Tuesdays at 11 a.m. and 1 o'clock. Grievance 29, Declaration of Grievance Statement of Facts. The people of California are suffering from a tyrannical state government which fails to provide a Republican form of governance, enables and supports across its southern border the invasion of the United States of America by illegal foreign nationals, and protects vicious criminals who commit outrageous acts of violence upon the citizens of America, all caused by a government of and for a monoparty system led by a tyrannical dictator who ultimately defies federal law. California state government is in direct violation of the following. United States Constitution, Article 4, Section 4. The United States shall guarantee to every state in this union a Republican form of government and shall protect each of them against invasion and on application of the legislature or the executive when the legislature is not convened against domestic violence. The violation of the United States Constitution, Article 6. This Constitution and the laws of the United States which shall be made in pursuance thereof, and all treaties made or which shall be made under the authority of the United States shall be the supreme law of the land, and the judges in every state shall be bound thereby, anything in the Constitution or laws of any state to the contrary notwithstanding. In violation of the First Amendment, United States Constitution, Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or the abridging the freedom of speech or the press, or the right of people peaceably to assemble and to petition the government for redress or grievances. In violation of the Eighth Amendment, United States Constitution, excessive bail shall not be required, nor excessive fines imposed, or cruel and unusual punishments inflicted. In violation of the 14th Amendment, U.S. Constitution, Section 1, all persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States and of the state wherein they reside. No state shall make or enforce any law which shall abridge the privileges or immunities of the citizens of the United States, nor shall any state deprive any person of life, liberty, or the property without due process of law, or deny any person within its jurisdiction the equal protections of laws for Section 2, 3, 4, and 5. Order of the day. Order of the day. Insurrection. We the people of the United Counties of New California seek the removal of the California State Governor. We are determined to stop the one-man rule of a pusillanimous craven dictator whose words and actions are a grave danger to all U.S. citizens living in California. Following last week's general election, we the people of the unified counties of New California now have answers as to why the elections in California are always massively in favor of the mono-party and the craven dictator government. Here's the formula. Massive vote by mail, voter harvesting, illegal gerrymandering involving foreign countries, the assistance of the United States National Security Agency's bad actors, a common company known as Dominion, owned by 2 California politicians, which uses an election software that manipulates elections in foreign countries, all financed by foreign governments, typically targeting social media by big tech. This is the California formula that has been stripping Californians of their God-given constitutional rights since 1996. Now this formula has spread to the rest of the United States and is stripping all United States citizens of their God-given rights. Now President Trump must invoke the 14th Amendment, the Insurrection Act of 1807, and the Emergency Economic Powers Act to strip the Electoral College votes from states engaged in an illegal insurrection against our republic. On November 5, 2020, Mike Adams from Natural News wrote, 2 months ago I detailed Trump's powers under the 14th Amendment, which grants the President the power to declare an illegal insurrection against the United States of America and strip Electoral College votes from those states which engage in coordinated insurrection. A blatant, brazen vote-stuffing fraud now taking place in Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, and other states reveals a pattern of criminal insurrection taking place via organized vote fraud. This is a form of criminal insurrection against the United States of America. The 14th Amendment speaks directly to the powers of the federal government in dealing with officials, individuals, and states that are engaged in a rebellion against the United States of America. Specifically, the 14th Amendment grants the U.S. President the power to arrest and indefinitely hold all public officials, including mayors, governors, state legislators, federal judges, and law enforcement officials who support rebellion against the United States or who have given aid and comfort to the enemies of America. Eliminate the House of Representatives positions for California and other states which are engaged in supporting big tech censorship platforms that are supporting rebellion against the United States of America and abridging the right of voting-age citizens to participate in elections via censorship. This implies that electoral college votes would also be proportionally reduced in these states. Section 2, it would also apply to states like Oregon, which are reportedly funding war encampment installations that house insurrectionists who are unleashed each night to attack federal buildings and federal law enforcement officers. Eliminate all federal financial support for cities and states which are engaged in the insurrection and rebellion against the United States. Section 3 specifically states that all such claims and federal money obligations to the states shall be held illegal and void. Section 4. In essence, the 14th Amendment grants the American citizens equal protection under the law, but for public officials whose states which are engaged in insurrection and rebellion against the United States, those equal protections are revoked. The Democrats already know all this, which is why they are pursuing a plan of election chaos, hoping to throw the entire election process into mass confusion, in which they plan to attempt an illegal coup to eliminate Trump from office and claim political power over the nation. What the 14th Amendment clearly says is that when states are engaged in open rebellion against the Constitution and the United States of America, they can be declared to be insurrectionist states and blocked from having electoral votes counted. The President's power to declare this insurrection and remove states from the electoral college system is directly described in the 14th Amendment, Section 2. When the right to vote at any election for the choice of electors for President and Vice President of the United States, Representatives in Congress, executive and judicial officers of the state, or the members of the legislature thereof, is denied to any of the male inhabitants of each such state being 21 years of age and citizens of the United States are in any way abridged except for participation in rebellion or other crime, the basis for representation therein shall be reduced in proportion which the number of such male citizens shall bear to the whole number of male citizens 21 years of age in such state. In other words, by committing ballot fraud and supporting nationwide censorship via big tech, states like California, Wisconsin, Michigan, New York, Illinois, and others have abridged the right of people to vote. Voting in a fair and free election requires access to fair and free information, and that's exactly what big tech censorship has denied American people. Further, Section 3 of the 14th Amendment allows the President to remove from public office any public official or member of Congress who has violated their sworn oath to protect and defend the U.S. Constitution. As stated in Section 3, no person shall be a senator or representative of Congress or elected president or vice president or hold any office, civil or military, under the United States or under any state who have previously taken an oath as a member of Congress or as an officer of the United States, as a member of any state legislature, or any executive or district officer of any state to support the Constitution of the United States shall have engaged in insurrection or rebellion against the same or given aid or comfort to the enemies thereof. So the corrupt California election system does its magic one more time and knowingly enables the outcome of the 2020 presidential election through voter fraud. Working in harmony with ballot harvesting, vote by mail, and national security agencies of the United States government's deep state actors, the California system provided a massive wall of voter fraud that derailed the 2020 presidential elections, not just in California, but the nation. California is protecting big tech's politically targeted censorship and utilizing the California formula. California's electoral college votes must be revoked. New Californians, under the President of the United States, will be distracted. It's time for the President Trump to declare an insurrection rebellion to be underway in the United States. Call for the arrest of big tech CEOs Jack Dorsey and remove from public office all traitors in House and Senate, as well as mayors and governors who are enemies of the United States Constitution. These powers are clearly described in the 14th Amendment, and it seems history has brought the United States to this moment. President Donald J. Trump must invoke Insurrection Act of 1807, the Emergency Economic Powers Act, and the 14th Amendment to save the republic. We cannot sit back and allow blatant, illegal, coordinated vote fraud to steal this nation. Joe Biden publicly bragged about having the most extensive voter fraud organization in the history of American politics. That is an admission of felony crimes against the United States of America. Today, the California election fraud system is a grave danger to all U.S. citizens in California, while the state continues to operate outside the authorities of the U.S. Constitution. For New Californians, it's our God-given right, it is our duty to protect our Declaration of Independence, our Constitution, and our Bill of Rights with all means necessary from the craven dictator New Californians will not come down. The President of the United States act immediately to remedy these abuses by the California state and declare a state of insurrection exists in California. Insurrection. The government of California, the current socialist government and monoparty system, along with local officials, are following and coordinating a design with intent to actively engage in acts of insurrection against the U.S. Constitution. The Insurrection Act of 1807 and the Emergency Economic Powers Act are United States federal laws that govern the ability of the President of the United States to deploy military troops within the United States to put down lawlessness, insurrection, and rebellion. Acts of succession. Therefore, the California government, in conjunction with the socialist state governor-dictator, has usurped power and has actively engaged in the acts of succession and created a reign of terror on the United States citizens living in California with the intent to secede from the United States of America and thus destroy the very union of states which secures our liberty and freedom. Abdication of authority. Betrayal by the sitting socialist governor of California, the monoparty legislature, and local elected officials is evidence of abdication of the responsibilities of authority and sovereignty over the citizens of the United States living in California state. Prayer. Citizens of the New California state pray for the President to exercise his authority under the Insurrection Act of 1807 or the Emergency Economic Powers Act and the tyranny being foisted upon the United States citizens living in California. This concludes these proceedings. We've been photobombed.
GoPro.